Okay, perfect. Well, welcome everybody. We're so excited to have you guys all on. Thank you, Debbie, for organizing this and getting us this private time with the Pam Sowder. We're so excited. So just real quick, there are, I think there's, let's see, there's five of us, five Ambassador Diamonds who we all teamed up together and wanted to do this Zoom with Pam. And so we're super excited. So let's just open just a real quick intro of the Ambassador Diamonds, and then we'll just get into it. I'm super excited for tonight. So my name is Crystal Pearl. I'm an Ambassador Diamond. I have been a part of this amazing company for 9.5 years. When I joined, I was a brand new mommy to 6-month-old twins. I was a hairstylist who was struggling. I was broke. I was busy. I was drowning in debt, and I was so extremely shy. And now, 9.5 years later, this company has just blessed us beyond all measure. I'm a 6-figure stay-at-home mommy to 4 beautiful babies because of this business. I've been a part of the Millionaires Club with this business, and this opportunity has just opened so many doors for my family as far as the opportunities that we've had to be able to give back, the things that we've been able to do financially. But I can tell you, I have become a more confident person because of this business, and I have gained the most amazing friendships through this business 9.5 years later. So the future is so bright, and I just love this business with all my heart and soul. So I'm so excited. All right, who wants to go next?
How about let's take it to Tiffany.
I was going to say I was going to unmute and I couldn't find it fast enough. So I am freezing too. I'm in Michigan, so I'm not quite as cold as you, Crystal, but it better warm up for next week in Florida. We're so excited. This will actually be my 12th conference next week with It Works. So I started right when Crystal did, about 9.5 years ago, and started as basically a new mom, and literally our whole life was just in shambles from the economy collapsing. And financially, I wanted this business so bad and needed it so bad. And so it literally has changed every aspect of our life. I just pinch myself because I love absolutely everything there is about It Works Global. I can't imagine doing anything else, and I feel like it's what I was completely called to do. So very grateful and looking forward to everybody that's on here tonight to be blown away by Pam Sowder, because I hope you all got notebooks, because I know when Pam speaks, I have so many nuggets of wisdom and just moments that I'm like, damn, I love her. So thank you, Pam, for being with us tonight.
Good night.
Not me.
Ain't no not me.
Awesome. All right, we're going to take it back to Michigan with Miss Shelley Hyde, Ambassador Diamond. How are you tonight?
Jaden, turn that TV down.
Crystal, you might have.
I just did, so you should be good to go now.
Okay. Well, thank you, Debbie and Dave. Hi, Pam. How is everybody doing tonight? To share, you want me to share a little bit about my story?
Sure.
All right.
I'd love to hear.
All right. Well, I am Shelley Hyde. I am from Shepherd, Michigan, and I look back on this opportunity and all the opportunities that I've had in the past, and everything is a stepping stone. I've been doing businesses since direct sales, different things like that, since I was 18 years old. Always, my very first was just to make an extra $50. And that was life-changing, $50 a week for me back then. I come from being a teen mom, and we always struggled. And I've always worked 2 to 3 jobs. It Works come into my life. I was able to get rid of all of the other jobs and focus on one. We all know we can't be great at several things, but we can be great at one. And this business has truly changed our life. We became ambassadors in 3 years, and we hit the Millionaires Club in 4 years, which, like Tiffany said, I'll piggyback off that. You have to pinch yourself. Like, where else can you go to do that? A lot of people go to school for 5 and 10 years and can't possibly ever do that. And this business, this company can give you that opportunity. And it truly has changed our lives. We retired my husband from his full-time job in our first 3 years. We travel, we just get to do everything. We're grandma and grandpas of 10 grandbabies. So, and we're blessed because they all live within 20 minutes of us. So I literally could be a full-time grandma. So, but yes, it has just been a true blessing, and I can't say enough about the company, the products, and what it can do when you just put your head down, go to work, and put your blinders on. So.
That's awesome. We love it, Shelly. 10 grandkids. Oh my gosh.
I know, isn't it crazy?
Right.
I even have to pinch myself on that one.
I know. All right. Michigan is kind of dominating here. We're going to take it out to Jen Boyd. Is Jen on? I think Jen's on. Crystal.
Hey, everybody. It's so good to see everyone, and I cannot wait to get together in a week. It's insane that we get to be in the Sunshine State very soon. I'm Genesis Boyd, Ambassador Diamond. I have been with It Works almost 10 years now. Insane to me. It went so fast. That's the beauty of having fun while you're working. I absolutely love what I do. I'm able to share natural health, and that's my number one goal in this world right now. And just really talking to people, educating them on getting healthy, feeling better within yourself, and then also making money as a side effect. So it's been able to give me the ability to stay home with my kids, make the choices I want to do, and just really share the light of natural products and what it can do for your overall health, emotionally, spiritually, physically, on all angles, and then of course financially in the end. So thank you for having me, guys. I miss you guys. It's great to be all together like the old school days of all of our old One Team One Mission. So good to see everyone. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Thank you, Genesis, for joining us. So, we're now taking it back into Florida. So Dave and I, Debbie and Dave Sasick, we raised our family in Michigan, and we are spending our 5th winter here in Florida, and blessed to do so. I was a former realtor, and Dave was in business for himself when we met Mark and Cindy Pentecost on chance random meeting. And this business has just blessed us immensely. We've been able to travel, and one of our best trips we've ever taken was a mission trip recently with the Sowders and the Duns. We just over to Africa. What an amazing trip that was. But the blessings that we've been able to help our kids with college, get out of debt. When back in the day, we've been in business 13 years now. This will be our 13th conference. So Dave, what would you like to
I'm just so happy to see everybody. We're so looking forward to this upcoming conference that we're going to have. It's going to be off the charts, incredible, some of the things we've been hearing about. But I just want to piggyback on Debbie a little bit, but what she said about all the options really It Works has given us. That's what it's all about. It's given us a lot of options, a lot of opportunities to give back. And really, I'm going to go back to the old, tagline that It Works started with many, many years ago: the friendships, the fun, and the freedom. And that's what it's all about. And that's what It Works has been able to give us. And so we're really, really excited to hear from Pam. Love to hear what her wisdom is and where she's coming from and what she can help us. Just give us another level of thinking that I think that we all appreciate so much. So Pam, thanks for joining us, and we look so forward to hearing from what you got to say.
We are excited that Miss Queen herself is on. And with what Dave was saying, the friendship, fun, and the freedom, all of these girls, even some of the sideline, like Tiffany said, we're sideline with Shelly, getting to be such great friends. And I just want to give a shout out to all of these guys, because everybody made it in the top 150 for the company, top VIPs, and the great friendship that we've formed, and especially with our special guest, Pam Sowder, great friend and so many words of wisdom. So take it away, Pam.
Oh my gosh, I just love this group. I think I just want to start laughing. We've had so much. Where would I be without all of y'all? It's just why we're here. Really, that's what it comes down to, is just the love that we feel for each other, the gratitude, the appreciation, and the business. We love doing business together. That's what it's all about. So, when I think about 13 years in, 12 years in, 10 years in, you guys are breaking records. When you think about the industry as a whole, how many people give up in 2 days, 3 weeks, but to stay the course, it just shows that you're professionals, that you honor who you are, you respect who you are, and you respect the company and your team. And so for all of you that are listening, you've got a powerful team here that really supports you, and you should be feeling such gratitude for that. I don't know how new some of you are, but powerful, powerful Zoom going on right now. So kudos to everybody here. I'm so thankful that you guys grouped up together and that we're doing this tonight. And Debbie, did anybody submit questions, or are we just chatting?
Well, pretty much chatting, but I had the other girls be ready if they had a question. I'm not sure if anybody has one ready to go. But
as I read this, I've got a couple things for you. I would love for you to monitor the chat, and so it's open season here. I'll answer any question except a product question. You can find that in your eSuite. Or a comp plan question, unless it's how can I triple or quadruple my check, we can talk about that because I love doing that. So if you have a specific question, put it in the chat and we'll let these ladies monitor it, and then we'll come back. Debbie, we'll just let you take the lead on that, or whoever sees it first. And let me read something to you, because we all want to grow, right? We all want to grow. This is a true story. I'm sitting in a quiet room at the Millcroft Inn, a peaceful little place hidden back among the pine trees about an hour out of Toronto. It's just past noon, late July, and I'm listening to the desperate sounds of a life or death struggle going on a few feet away. This is Price Pritchard, PhD, who has a company called U Squared. He says there's a fly burning out the last of its short life's energies in a futile attempt to fly through the glass of the window pane. The whining wings tell the poignant story of the fly's strategy: try harder. Debbie, how many times have we had a conversation about trying harder? Okay, but it's not working. The frenzied effort offers no hope for survival. Ironically, the struggle is part of the trap. It is impossible for the fly to try hard enough to succeed at breaking through the glass. Nevertheless, this little insect has staked its life on reaching its goal through raw effort and determination. This fly is doomed. It will die there on the windowsill. Across the room, 10 steps away, the door is open. 10 seconds of flying time, and this small creature could reach the outside world it seeks. With only a fraction of the effort now being wasted, it could be free of this self-imposed trap. The breakthrough possibility is there. It would be so easy. Why doesn't the fly try another approach? Something dramatically different. How did it get so locked in on the idea that this particular route and determined effort offer the most promise for success? What logic is there in continuing until death to seek a breakthrough with more of the same? No doubt this approach makes sense to the fly. Regrettably, it's an idea that will kill. Trying harder isn't necessarily the solution to achieving more. It may not offer any real promise for getting what you want out of life. Sometimes, in fact, it's a big part of the problem. If you stake your hopes for a breakthrough on trying harder than ever, you may kill your chances for success. Okay, so Debbie, Dave, when I read that to you, what was like, and I'll ask each of you, because I think it's important. You've been around a while. Have you ever felt like the fly?
Well, I think that it's true to say that everybody's felt like that fly once or twice, or maybe even more in their journey through this business or any other business as far as that goes. So I think that's definitely a part of a challenge that a lot of us experience, for sure.
How about you, Debbie? Have you ever felt like the
Yeah,
fly?
I think I would definitely. And I
Yeah.
think really the gift that you give so many of us is the self-development and the putting your mind in the right place. Just the post that you did the other day, the Slay the Dragon, that was so perfect, because to get out of that spot, you have to do the physical motion. You have to, put yourself in the game, and put yourself in the physical motion of getting back in the game. But that game and that motion gives you the confidence. And
Yeah.
it's really hard. It's really easy for all of us to sit back and not do what we need to do. But getting back out there, it helps you the most.
A lot of times I'll get an Ask Pam question. I'm working so hard. I'm working harder and harder and harder. And the problem is the work hard is there, but the fun is gone. The energy is gone. When have you ever been around somebody that is so low and they are working hard, they're grinding, they're doing the thing, but there's nothing there that shows promise. It's just like they're just doing it to do it because they feel like that's what they should do. When what we've got to do is understand that the world is always changing. It's always evolving. It's always growing. We must grow and evolve with it. And with those changes, social media came. It's still here. It's growing stronger than ever. Pop-ups are now in vogue. They are now a new breath of fresh air, not just for us, but for stores in general, for anyone in the marketplace that wants to go out and get their goods out into the world. Vogue is doing it. Major couture lines are doing pop-ups. They're going in actually and even opening up a store that's gone out of business. They're going in for just a short period of time. So we could look at that and say, well, that's just a wrap party redone. I wouldn't look at it that way at all. It's a whole new way of presenting. It's a whole new way of getting your energy back up so that you feel refreshed and revived. And that's really what we're talking about here, is looking at new methods of getting the word out. For instance, I was just doing a little research, and I was talking to Kyler today at the office. We were talking about TikTok. Now, I know that a lot of you are probably, OMG, not another one. However, this is the fastest growing social media platform ever. It is very youthful, but the youth that's on there, the 19, 20, 21-year-olds, are extremely open for an opportunity. I mean, they want this badly. They're not questioning it because this is what they have. They have a platform that they were raised basically on social media, and they have a new platform that's fun, it's creative, it's innovative. However, with the platform that they want to be a megastar on, they don't have an opportunity attached. They don't sell anything. They don't have anything to sell. They are just marketing basically themselves. And so if you follow Gary Vee, which I do, and I've been to workshops and seminars where he's on, you'll find that this is the #1 platform that he is recommending. So let me read something to you that Kyler just posted to me. This girl, who is a distributor, her TikTok is going viral. She tells her it works story and has thousands of comments, and it's going up big every minute. 500,000 views and going up by tens of thousands. And by the time that I responded, which was only minutes later, the time it took you to respond, she got 200 more comments. 200 more. All right, become a TikToker. Figure it out. Your kids already know, so just ask them how you do it. This unless you want to be the fly beating yourself up against the window. I truly believe, from everything that I've studied and read and what I already know that's going on, Jackie Deering, she's been on for 3 months. The last month she got serious. She's put in almost 40 distributors. And she says they want this. They're not playing around, because this is what they have. All their friends are also on TikTok wanting an opportunity. They're joining, they're not hesitating, they're coming in, they're getting their customers. The only problem she has is keeping up with everybody. Great problem. So she's put systems in place so that when they come in, they're attached to her Instagram. She's capturing all their contact information, and she is very open to coaching anyone, and would be on your Zoom here with everyone. It's because she's so giving, so loving. So I want you to no longer be that fly flapping against the windowsill. I want you to look at 3 things right now: pop-ups, TikTok, and then the third. When we come out of conference, we will have totally reinvented It Works when we come out. It's going to feel like a fresh, young opportunity that will be vast and enormous. You will have a season called 2020. It will not be 3 months. It will not be 6 months. You're going to work your tail off all year. If you don't, you're going to miss this next wave. And a lot of you are already at a strong check. You want to increase it. I know we've talked 3, 4, 5 times. Black diamonds will come out of this year. Why? Because I'm calling it out. I get what we're doing, and it is our time. So this is what's going to happen. So you want to be on these platforms. You want to be as big as possible on Facebook. It's not dead. I still get a tremendous amount of comments and likes and endless people asking about It Works through Facebook and Instagram, and so does our team. You well know that. But let's utilize this newer platform for the virgin opportunity that it is. And then you take what we're coming out with, which is so appealing to this market, that I think it'll just catapult your business. And in no way am I hyping you. This is solid facts. This is what's going to happen. So what I suggest that you do over this next week and a half is get your ducks in a row. Don't get confused by this. This is not like I need to plan. I need to go into research. No, the way that you learn is through action. Get on it, look at some YouTube, make some goofy videos, and I don't care how old you are. I may get on and tell I'm the oldest person on TikTok, and I love it. They're calling 30-year-olds boomers, these kids. The only battle that you're going to have is the 12-year-olds take no prisoners. They will call you out, they will laugh at you, and they will make fun of you. You can handle it. You have 12-year-olds. You know what they're like. You can handle it. We're thick skinned. One day they'll be 18 and they'll be in your business all the way. So I'm loving what we have. I'm loving where we're going. And I don't want any of you anymore pouting or complaining. You got to get whining out of your vocabulary. You got to get, it's not working, I'm in a funk. Only way that you are going to ever get out of your funk is get out of your funk. Are you expecting someone to come in and give you a out of your funk shot? It's not going to happen. You got to get up off the couch. You've got to start taking massive action. And that means you got to get juiced up. You got to get jazzed. And you've got to make a decision that you're going to go for it. And that's it. And this is a decision within your mind. then I'm going to show you something else here that I think is going to blow you away about how your thoughts matter. You know, there's a book right here called The Hidden Messages in Water. I don't know if any of you have ever seen this, but it's not a new book. And there is, it's been in several movies. This man is well renowned, Masura Emoto. And what he did is he took water, just water from all different places in the world. He took the water and he froze it. And on the bottles of the water, he did a couple of weird things. Some he wrote the word love. Some he wrote the word Satan. Some they had music blaring at it. Some bright lights. Some just horrifying movies. And he did just about everything that he could to various bottles of water from all over the world. They had prayers, they had blessings over the water. And as we well know, the whole experiment was done because guess what? We all know we're made of 70% water. So our thoughts and words matter. So if we say we're in a funk, your whole body feels it. If we say, I don't feel good, your whole body feels it. If you say, my team's not working, your whole team feels it, whether you say it out loud or not. Isn't that interesting? So here are some examples. I'll show you. This is thank you. So what he did is he froze the water and then he put it under a microscope. And this is the crystal that thank you says or shows up. Okay, now here, these are all thank yous in different languages. French, Korean. Look how beautiful the crystals are. Now, here is angel at the top and Satan at the bottom. Look at that. Can y'all see that? Angel at the top, Satan at the bottom. Here is you fool, you make me sick, I will kill you. This is you make me sick, I will kill you.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of scary, isn't it? The things that we say to ourselves. And then I want to show you one more because it's so amazing. This.
Cam, while you find that, I just saw that book today.
No way.
I am totally having goosebumps because I just looked at that book today.
This is wild. I've had this book for 10 years. Every time I start to say something, I'm like, okay, you know, this is serious, the way we talk to ourselves. And we have got to realize that we could, I won't find that, I'll just talk. When we say things to ourselves, it affects us in every aspect of our body. And so think about saying something to a child. I mean, we would never let anyone say what we say to ourselves to us. We would never do that. So there was another study that was conducted where different prayer groups across the world were praying over countries and cities that were war-torn, mutilations, rapes, the worst crime-ridden cities and countries in the world. And they took these prayer groups and they prayed over peace. They got peaceful. They prayed for peace. They didn't pray, don't let the rapes happen, because that would just cause more rapes. Don't let people shoot people. No, they prayed for just peace. And so the scientists that were studying the countries got the crime rates that were prior during, and then what happened after. And it showed significant, like unprecedented drops in all crime in every city and every country during that prayer. Now, these countries and cities did not know this was happening. They had no idea this was happening. So if we are saying things over our team, and what is a prayer? A prayer is just speaking over something. That's what a prayer is. That's what a prayer tells us. So if we're speaking over our teams in a non-prayerful way, or in a judgmental way of my team doesn't work, my team doesn't gather customers, my team doesn't recruit, then your team's not going to do that. Your team's not. If you say my team rocks, my team gathers customers, my team gathers distributors, my team is the best team in the entire country, and the entire globe is my team, and I recruit more, much more than I ever have. I'm such a strong leader. Whether you feel that you are a strong leader, when you start saying it and pouring back into yourself and start walking in that, your leadership, you'll be led like Debbie to books that will sharpen her, that will help her see how vitally important it is to understand that words affect us and they affect everyone else. So I wanted to start with that because I think we could almost end with that as well, because the words that we say are creative and they are powerful. And so we want to make sure that when these thoughts come up, that we stop, become very aware of them, and then move. Don't fight them. You want to be in that peace. You don't want to fight them. You don't want to add to them. War just creates more war. What you want to do is change it. You want to know my team does recruit. No, my team does make things happen. No, my team gathers their loyal customers. And then your actions are based differently then, because when you approach your team, you're approaching them in a much more thoughtful, respectful way than approaching them with dread and doom and I'm in a funk mood. And so that's what we really need to do. What if we all started doing that like now, as soon as we get off this, and then we could measure our success? And I think we could measure it. I really do. I think that we could get off and just get on our knees and pray over our team and what we want, and not just do it once, because when the prayer stopped for these countries and cities, over time the crime went back up. And so what did Jesus teach us? Pray without ceasing. That's what he taught us. Just always constantly praying. Now, I don't mean to be praying all day long. Of course, you can say one if you want, but because at some point we got to take some action, right? So the action that we take is going to be more thoughtful, more caring, more, wow, this is really working. This is really working for us. And so that's, to me, I mean, wow. This, if we can do that over the worst crimes in the world, why aren't we pouring back into our team that way? And how will they know? I have no idea. How did they know? I mean, we don't know. They just say we're all connected. I truly believe that. I mean, we kind of showed that tonight. Debbie saw the book today. I bring it up tonight. That's kind of connected. All right. Any questions going on in there, Debbie?
Well, you know what, Pam? If there were some that you already spoke life over. You covered them. I mean, people were talking. Well, one other one that wasn't covered was maybe just about mom guilt.
Yeah.
I know that.
I think that is probably the most predominant question that I get. Okay, so here's the thing about mom guilt. It's really not that you have mom guilt. What it is it's just past thoughts that we're bringing into this picture of Momville. You know, I, I had guilt until I established my day. And once I had established my day and set my hours and set my intentions, the guilt left me. Because this is what's going on. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you now are classified as a work-at-home mom. If you want a title, you're a work-at-home mom. That's what you are. And so you have to ask yourself this very important question. Why am I feeling guilty over offering more advantages for my family? Why am I feeling guilty over that? Because if you're a work from home mom, you've got a choice here. You need the extra money. So you're going to work from home versus go out and get a job. And then you're really going to feel more guilt that way. So I would not any longer argue for your limitations on this mom guilt thing. It's kind of a way for us to keep ourselves not doing. That's really what it is. It's called resistance. And it rears its ugly head. It's a dragon, really, is what it is. And it's spewing fire all over you. And so it's a part of our inner being, that our inner self, like our ego, that wants to keep us safe. So it's found mom guilt for you. For some of us that don't have kids, it'll find something else. It'll find spouse guilt or friend guilt. My friends say I'm not around anymore. There's always something going on. So once I said, okay, I feel guilty when I'm working. I feel guilty when I'm not working. This is not working. None of this is working. So what I did is I put together my day. And I told my team what my hours were. Like, I decided I wasn't going to take a call or start talking business till 11 a.m. I got my kids ready for school. I worked out. I came home and got my house put together. And then I worked from 11 to 3. 11 to 3. Now, some of your children are still at home with you. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then once I got them off the bus, I was there. I was absolutely right there, focused, having a snack, doing some homework, playing, the whole thing. But after about an hour or so, they were done with me. I mean, they're wanting to go do their own thing. So then I could sneak in maybe a few more calls, a few more emails, and then dinner, off limits. I'm not working. Now, here's what was cool. And then I'd be back on at 9 at night till midnight after they went to bed. When I told my team this, something crazy happened. They wanted my life. See, they see us working 24/7. They don't want that. Moms don't want that. They see you on your phone all the time. They feel so guilty about that. And see, they're already on their phone all the time. They are addicted to Facebook and Instagram. They're already on it all the time. They say on average, mothers that stay at home spend 15 minutes actually conversing with their children that don't even work from their phone. So you're already guilty as charged, whether you're working at works or not working at work. So just own it. Own it. Your guilt is coming from your lack of work and your addiction to social media. So that's really where it's coming from. And we just need to own it. So what we need to do is understand that. Because if you're really working your business, you can work it in a very short period of time if that work is focused. Focused. So I say, set your hours. Stick to them. This is your business after all. And be with your children, truly, quality time. That's a love language that children have. It's called quality time. Look me in the eye and talk to me, mommy. And that's what they want. And so when you are working, then you're not feeling guilty. And what I would do is I would trade off with other friends and to have playtime. I'd take their kids, then they would take mine. I got creative. And that's what you should do, is get creative until the money's coming in to where you can bring in some solid help. And this is coming from a mom that has been there and done that. This is not harsh. This is reality. We really need to look at why we're feeling guilty when there is no reason to feel anything but exuberance and excitement over this. You're going to be bringing in some extra money for your family. You're going to be home with your children. And setting your time and your hours is vitally important, or you're never going to get it done. You're never going to have the extra cash coming in. You're just going to get further and further in guilt and further in debt. So you need to clean it up, really clean it up right now. So I hope that helps. Anything else?
I love it. I think Shelley has a question.
Okay.
All right. Hi, Pam. One of my distributors, Miss Robin, she said she heard you speaking about changing the thermometer, the money thermometer.
Mm-hmm.
And she cannot find her notes for the life of her. And she would love to hear more on that.
Okay. All right. So a great question, Shelley. If you want to know where your money thermometer is, a thermometer just, gives us our temperature. And so on average, we have a money thermometer, all of us. You want to know what yours is? What's the average check you have coming in every single month? What is that average check? Also, what is your average checking account? What's your average savings account? So all of y'all know Cammie. I mean, she's your former upline Black Diamond. This is a great illustration of this. So Cindy asked me, I flew into Michigan, and Debbie picked me up in that, shag carpet van that she had. And so glad we worked on Debbie's money mindset, because we're not in that van anymore. So anyway, she picks me up, then I see Cindy, and Cindy said, Pam, can you have lunch with Cammie? And I said, yeah, what's going on? She said, well, she's kind of stuck. She feels stuck. She feels like she's spinning. And so Cammie and I meet for lunch, and I'm hearing her. Now, her words, this is what you need to be cosmic, how do you say it? Cosmic, aware of. I'll just say it like that, aware of. So what I do is, when I'm with people, I have my pen and paper, even if I'm on a phone call with them or Zoom, and I write down their words. So I let them rant for about 60 seconds. I used to let them rant for 5 minutes, but it's too much, too hard on my mind. So I let them rant, I write it down, and there's always these terrible verbiage. I'm stuck. I can't get anywhere. Nobody's working. My check isn't growing. I lost my rank. Blah, blah, blah. So Cammie's was, I'm stuck at 3,000. I've been at 3,000 a month for a year. And so I just listened to her for a little bit, and I said, Cammie, what did you make as a teacher? And she said, 36,000. I said, isn't that interesting, Cammie? What is that a month in a year? And she said, 3,000. And she went, oh my gosh. I said, yeah, that's what you think you're worth. You think that you are worth $3,000 a month. Right now, that's your self-worth. So why do lottery winners, over 70% of lottery winners, lose all their money? It's a stat. I mean, you can read about it. It's because they have a money thermostat. When they won the lottery, right before that, they were making probably, on average, they said $24,000 a year. A lot of factory workers, making $300 or $400 a week. Well, what happens, Friday night comes around, they're not working anymore, but they're meeting the buddies, and they're all going out for beer. And so the guys are saying, hey, aren't you paying? Aren't you paying? You got all the money now, and it's awkward. He's like, wait a minute, what do you mean? Well, I guess I'll pay. So then it becomes really awkward, and then it becomes really weird, and then everyone's coming to them asking them for money, and they don't know how to handle it because it is so not normal. It is so not normal. See, our bodies are, and our thermostat wants to go back to normal, go back to normal. This is too many decisions. Suddenly they've got tax questions. Again, people are coming after them. Oh my gosh, do we have to buy this bigger house? Can we handle it? We've got to pay income tax, just all of these things that they were thrown into. And a lot of you too were just thrown into this extra money, hard to handle. And so they do anything that they can to get rid of it, to take them back down to normal. So Cammie was stuck at $3,000 a month. And I said, Cammie, really, what are you worth? Can you possibly even put a dollar amount on? You're unlimited. You're worth all of us are worth millions of dollars. No one can tell us. Really, there's nothing. You couldn't put a dollar amount on a human being if you tried. I said, you're worth unlimited income. Do you know within 60 days she went to 30,000 for the month? Yeah.
Yep.
Just a different, and what happened? She had just enough people coming in and out to keep her at 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. Self-sabotaging. That's what it's subconscious. We don't know we do it. We do it with weight. We gain it, we lose it. We have a weight thermostat. Same thing. And so what we have to do is understand by looking at our accounts where we lie in all of this. Where is our money thermostat? Where is it? You can tell. So if you want to increase it, how do you do that? How do you raise the barometer on your money so that you can break through these self-limiting beliefs and go to this next level? And some of you will say, well, I lost rank. No, you didn't. We never took your rank away. You've got your position. You'll be recognized at conference as a triple diamond or above, whether you show up volume-wise as an emerald. Think about that. We never took that away. What happened was, just like the lottery winner, you lost volume. You stopped doing the things that you were doing to get there. See, we are all raised in corporate America. We're raised from the time we go to school that there's a boss, there's a manager, there's somebody over us. So what happens, we get to a certain dollar amount that's just about there that we feel good at. We feel this is good. We'll maintain this. And we go into what is called management mode because that's how we've been trained. Instead of leadership and inspiration mode, we start managing our teams. And that's when really things, it takes a while, 6 months, 9 months for it to start to dwindle. But then your team, just like with the prayer, your team starts to get into management mode. They start doing what you did, get into management mode, get into management mode. Suddenly I had an executive one time tell me that she was exhausted by her team. This is an executive, and I knew exactly what was going on. She was being managed, and so she started managing instead of growing. So get rid of the management mentality. Cammie had that as well going on, and go back to growth. Go back to recruiting. Go back to adding new blood, new distributors. Go back to that high energy level that you had in the beginning when you got started. That's what you are missing, and you miss it. It's called the honeymoon effect. All right, so Dave and Debbie, remember that honeymoon? Shelly? Shelly Hunt, I know you remember your honeymoon. How about you, Jen Boy? You just had another one. They had a baby, see? Yeah. Crystal Pearl, same thing happened to you. Back in the honeymoon, had another baby. Thank goodness Debbie and I are too old for that. All right, so the honeymoon effect. Dave's got a smile on his face. All right, what is that? That is when you're in that lustful stage. and nothing gets done. Remember those first days of dating and nothing gets done? You can't work, you can't even think, you're just so in love. And then over time, a different kind of love sets in. And if you can survive that, getting out and surviving this next phase, and there'll be different phases, I'm going on 40 years this year, then that can become a profound love, a deep love, a love of appreciation and inspiration in a different way. Because if we stayed in the lustful stage, none of us would make any money. We wouldn't be able to hold on to what we have. We wouldn't be able to increase. So it's a natural progression. Fall back in love with what you do, what that works. Fall back in love with the simplicity of it works, with the steps to success, the things that got you there, with the aspects of recruiting. If you came on live every single day, all right, so Christina Watts, Sunday night, Mark announced Dr. Nassif backstage for the top recruiters. She has put in over 30 people since Sunday night. This was as of 4 o'clock this afternoon. She's like 20 more she's putting in today. Why? She gets on live, man, and you got to join her. I mean, she's like on fire. You're like, what has this girl got? And she's just on there, and she makes a deadline. She tells them, this is what I've got 25 spots. You better get in now. They're being taken fast. I only can work with that many people. And then once she starts getting the pings, then she takes them right into, we are not playing around here. It's $99 to join, $80 BV auto-ship. I'll explain that later, but you got to be willing to do that. We're going to show you how to get your customers. I mean, she's on fire for it. So it's not just to put them in for Dr. Nassif's. She's ready to build. And so we want to get back to that, but at a different level. So we change our money mindset by first being aware of where it's at, looking at that number and saying, I'm worth way more than that. My family is worth way more than that. I'm not satisfied with that. I'm ready to double that. I'm ready to triple that. And it is a conscious decision. It is a conscious decision. And so from there, what happens? I don't want you to be the fly beating yourself up against the windowsill by saying, I just got to work harder. I got to work harder. Got to work harder. When your inspiration is there and that desire is there, and your energy is up, and you start doing your lives, you start, telling your team what's going on, that you're going to the next level, dead people come alive. People that were watching you suddenly join because your energy is up. You're no longer in a funk. You're not stuck at $3,000 a month. And then Cami came back to me later and she said, do I have $1 million bill stuck on my forehead? I said, wow, what's going on? She said, everybody's coming up to me, people off the street saying, what do you do? I'm like, welcome to the fun world. That's what happens when you get inspired. That's what happens when you know you got something that everybody should want. That's what happens when you're like me now, going everywhere and going, have you seen that before and after? That neck treatment cream with Dr. Nassif? Look at this, look at this, look at this. I'm sticking my hand in the Starbucks window doing it. I'm in Target going, hey, have you heard of the botch doctor, Dr. Nassif? We teamed up with him. Look at these before and after neck treatment pictures that we have. Showing them, showing them, showing them. And my excitement over that and what it's done for me and my face, they can tell. They want it. They got to have it. And by the way, you can market it just like me. It's so simple. I can show you how to get started. That product has fired me up. It has fired me up. So something's got to get your booty going. And so you've just got to decide, I'm increasing my check, which means I'm not going to have to try harder. I'm going to get my inspiration up. I'm going to get my energy up because this is what I'm going after. And that's how she increased her check from $3,000 to $30,000. I guarantee you, she didn't work any harder. I guarantee you it was her energy, her knowing that she could get it up there. So that's how you work on money mindset. Read T. Harv Eker's book, Millionaire Mind. Read that if you need any proof. But you know what? That's going to slow you down. You don't want to take time reading, you want to take time doing. So just get your energy up, get your desires up, get your inspiration up, get your want up, get your I'm doing this up, get your mom guilt out of the way, get all your other distractions out of the way. And when you're in that power hour, be in it. When you feel the tug and pull of the Facebook drift through, stop. Catch yourself. I have to catch myself. Look, there is nobody that doesn't like to shop more than me. I mean, if I have an addiction, it's shopping. So Facebook tries to pull me into Saks and Neiman Marcus all day long. It comes up in my feed. I have to say, not today. You don't get me today. I am focused today. And then on Saturday, I might come in. So that's what we've got to do to raise our money mindset. Shelley, does that make sense?
It does make sense. And Pam, something I wanted to just kind of piggyback off that is I just got some of this great advice the other day is really knowing exactly and where you're going, what it is you want and what you're shooting for, and saying yes and no to the things that are going to only get you there. Mm-hmm. So if you have to say no to going to a sport event or saying yes to going to do a pop-up, it's yes or no, but only to the things that are going to get you to that goal. And I really, really like that because I say yes to a lot of the things that are holding me back, and it's where I want to be doing the grandkid thing, but I got to focus. I got to say yes to the pop-ups versus yes to the grandkids.
There's something else I would love for you all. And I've got another Zoom at 10, so that I'll close with this. I love this book called The War of Art. The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And he talks about resistance. And what that is, Shelley, to me, he's talking about resistance. And resistance is those things. The phone call, come join us for wine. Come to the football game with us. When, you would have just as much fun focusing in on your business. There are times that you want to put work in. And this is one of those times that you want to focus, because we do have seasons of our business where you can catch that wave and ride it. This year is that time. It truly is. So I never felt that I was sacrificing a Friday night. I never felt that. I look back after 25 years in this business, and I know where my friends are that did do the Friday nights and all the things, where they're at versus where I'm at. And it's vastly different. And we're talking tremendously different. What would they trade? I don't know. Would I trade? No way. No way. I don't feel at all that my family was ever neglected. My children said they don't even remember me working because I was always happy. I was always loving it. I was always excited about life. I wasn't moaning and complaining. We had phenomenal trips. And when I went on those trips, I could actually have fun on them. We didn't have to worry about the cost of an ice cream cone. When they wanted to travel abroad in college, they were able to do that. So these are priceless moments that we have created in a very short time frame. I mean, some people work 40, 50 years and never are able to do that. So none of that was a sacrifice. All of it was an investment. And what a ride. What a life we have. And life of changing other lives. I would have never had that opportunity in corporate America, and especially changing my legacy with my family. So I'm going to close with a lot of love and a lot of hugs, and I can't wait to see all of you in less than 2 weeks. We're going to be just having a ball. Oh, gosh, the first
70
Friday morning is going to blow you away. We're going to lay it all out. You're going to be going, what? And then what? And then what? And then what? And then it's all about more. And so there's going to be so much more. And so if you have decided not to go, well, then decide to go. I mean, just go. Just come down. You've got to be there. It's going to, it will raise you to the level of that lottery winner. You're going to be the winner. And you're not going to lose it because you came, you got fed, and you heard all the right things. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me on. I so appreciate you. And I'm just going to exit off, and I'll let you guys just chat. But only say nice thing about me, because listen, I'll know.
Thank you so much, Pam. We so appreciate all your time.
Oh,
And
you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you all. I know Crystal's recording it, and we'll get the recording up. So
All right. Bye,
everybody have an
everyone.
awesome.
Bye, Pam.
All right. Thank you.
Great job, Debbie. Thank you so much.
Hey, you know what? While everyone's on here, if you haven't get enough of Pam, I would highly recommend listening to her podcast. I listened to the one with Carla Burns and Pam today. I listened to it twice. It is so good. And it's such a great tool to plug in to all your teams as well. I mean, what a great resource we have. And people would pay thousands of dollars for her as a coach, honestly. So yeah, I would plug into her podcast for sure. All right, guys. Everybody have a good night.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Deb. Thanks, Crystal. Bye, Shell.
See you
See
guys.
you soon. Bye, Crystal. Bye, Jen. Bye, Bye. Bye.